Tonight, guess a story isn't a matiche about monsters hiding in the woods or shadows lurking in the closet. It's about a voice on the radio, a voice that should never, ever have been heard. Ethan was the overnight DJ at a small-town radio station, KWLD, The Wolf. Midnight to 5 a.m. The graveyard shift. He was the lonely king of the silent hours. Most nights he spun old rock records, mumbled through weather updates, and spoke to an audience he assumed didn't exist. It was a comfortable, predictable solitude. But one night, at exactly 3:07 a.m., the old rotary phone on his console, the one that never rang, shrilled to life. He hesitated, then picked it up. KWLD, you're on the air. The caller's voice was faint, distorted, like a signal struggling to break through miles of static. It was a dry, raspy whisper. Don't look outside. Before Ethan could reply, the line went dead, leaving only a dial tone humming in his ear. He laughed it off at first, a prank call, some college kid with too much time on their hands. He leaned back in his chair, ready to cue up the next song. But then he noticed something strange. The large studio windows, which usually looked out onto the quiet, lamplit Main Street, were pitch black, not the gentle black of a small-town night. This was an empty, absolute black. A void. He got up and pressed his face to the cool glass. There were no streetlights, no buildings across the way, not even any stars in the sky. Just nothing. His heart began to pound, and then the phone rang again. The same shrill, insistent ring. He snatched it up. Who is this? Same voice, same terrifying whisper, a little closer this time. Don't look outside. This time, Ethan's hands shook as he slammed the receiver down. Trying to ground himself, to feel some sense of normalcy, Ethan grabbed a familiar record, a classic rock anthem. He needed the comfort of music. He set the needle down, but instead of the familiar guitar riff, the studio speakers filled with that same whispering voice. Louder now, clearer. It seemed to come from all around him. You shouldn't have looked. The lights in the studio began to flicker, casting frantic, dancing shadows. The air grew heavy, thick, and cold. And then, from the suffocating blackness outside, something pressed against the glass. A pale hand. Too long. Too thin. The fingers, like skeletal branches, scraped against the window, the sound like nails on a chalkboard. The phone rang a third time, its scream piercing the air. Ethan didn't answer. He couldn't move. He was frozen in terror. The whispers weren't just on the radio anymore. They were inside the room with him. The broadcast cut to static at precisely 3:15 a.m. The few listeners who were tuned in that night later reported hearing blood-curdling screams before the sudden, deafening silence. When the morning staff arrived to open the station, they found the studio empty. The phone was off the hook, dangling by its cord. On the turntable, a record still spun, its needle stuck in the final groove, playing a silent, endless loop. Ethan was never found. But some say late at night, if you drive through that town and tune your radio just right, scanning the frequencies between stations, you can still hear a faint voice. His voice, whispering the same desperate warning he failed to heed. Don't look outside. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next descent into the dark. Stay safe out there.